What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be talking about air up and air down systems. We've done one on the trail already, which you guys can check out if you guys didn't already. Today's video is going to be mainly about this new system here. This is the QuikFlate. These guys are fairly new, actually brand new. We're going to show you guys their system. There is a couple different versions of this from different companies on the market already, and we'll talk a little bit about why this one is better in our opinion. So let's go ahead and get started. The biggest thing that separates QuikFlate with other companies that make a similar product out there is the hose that they use, which is a 3/8 hose. Other companies use a 1/2 inch hose, and why that matters is that when you use a bigger hose, it lets more air through the hose, allowing you to fill up or deflate tires quicker. And obviously we want to deflate and inflate tires as quickly as we can, so that's why using a bigger 3/8 hose matters. This one is a closed system, so when you clip onto it, it does lock on and it doesn't allow it to leak. But being that it only has that one tooth in there, it doesn't do that great of a job at letting or holding air in that well. So I would recommend you guys to upgrade to this one over here, which is the Haltex. This one here, it does have 3 teeth inside of here, and you can kind of see it there, 1, 2, and 3. So this one here does a way better job at locking on and not allowing air to leak from here like this one. Even though it's not a lot of air leaking, it still kind of annoys me when I'm trying to air up my tires. I don't want any air leaking. So when you guys are checking these out, check out the Haltex. They are a little more expensive, but if you don't care, then these are definitely the way to go. And over here, this is their Manifold. It comes standard, on, off button. This is not an add-on option like some other companies out there. The Manifold, this right here in the middle, I believe they are getting it powder coated from now on, but don't quote me on that. And then you have your 2 couplers on the side here and here, and they do use all Milton products, which is awesome because Milton is one of the highest standards, or they are one of the higher standard company out there for air tools and whatnot. And this little lever here allows you to open and close, allowing air in and out of here. So that's super nice. This is their bag here. It holds the quad and also the dual well, but I think they're working on a new bag allowing them to hold the quad a little bit better, because as you can see, it does bulge out a little bit, so it fits the quad, the dual, better than it does with the quad. So that's the components, and let's get into some other stuff. Behind me here I have a power tank, which is a CO2 system that fills up your tires really quickly. And then of course we have the trusty VIAIR, just a regular compressor. We're going to show you guys how quickly the VIAIR can do it, and then how fast the power tank can do it. So first of all, let's talk about the QuikFlate. So the QuikFlate system is going to consist of 2 hoses here and here, and then they have a new system which is the dual. So this one here, this is the quad. So it's going to fill up all 4 tires up at once. The dual is going to fill up 2 tires at a time. We'll show you that one later. So setup on this is extremely easy. So if you were setting this up to your power tank, you would grab your power tank. Since we're using CO2, if this piece is optional for the QuikFlate, this is what they call the whip. The whip is just basically an extension piece, because CO2 gets extremely cold when you use it. So when you turn this on, it will freeze this part here. So this one will allow us to use the manifold without it freezing up. So we'll connect this here, just like that. And on the other end of the whip, we have the manifold. This manifold consists of 2 couplers on each side, the digital gauge which is included, and then of course just the male end here. So with the male end, we'll just connect it to the whip, just like that. And then this lever here, it controls of course the airflow. This is closed, this is open. So we'll leave it closed for now. So this here, you will connect it to the other male end. So you pull the sleeve down, slide it in and let it go. So on one side, you will use it to run down the side of the truck. The shorter one, you will connect to the front tires. This is the Haltech. This is the upgraded version. I'll show you guys the normal version later. This one's a lot better because it has 3 prongs that it locks onto. So you would just put it on there and then slide, and then that thing's not going there anywhere. It's pretty solid, and it doesn't leak. And then pull the rest of the way all the way to the back. Same thing. We're gonna slide the Haltech on and then slide that to lock it into place, and then it's solid. You would do the same to the other side. So this other one is exactly the same as the one that we just connected. Same thing, pull this down, slide it in, and then slide it closed. Connect this here, lock it in place. Just like that, okay? Now that you have everything connected, if we were to fill this up, we would just open up the valve, okay? Release this. This controls the gauge. So we would take it all the way to tires because we're filling up tires. You can also run air tools off of it, other stuff like that. And then from here, you can then turn this on. So currently we have about 37.2 psi in the tires. When we open this, this will fill the tires up with CO2. Close that. It'll allow you to read it. So we just filled 1 psi in about 2-3 seconds. So that's how quick the power tank will fill it up. But since we have so much air, we're going to show you guys how we deflate it. To deflate it, connect all 4 tires. It reads what's in the tires right now, and then we would just open this valve and this will release the pressure. Shut it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to, I guess, test it to see how fast it can deflate 4 tires. So I'm going to bring it down to about 37. Damn it. So we're at 36 psi now just because we missed 37. So we're going to time exactly how much or how fast it can deflate from 36 psi to, let's say, about 18. Roughly, because obviously you guys saw how hard it is to get exact. So currently it is at 36 psi. So as soon as I open this, I'm going to go ahead and start this and go. Alright, so 21 psi. So as you guys can see, it's about 9 psi for every minute or so. So generally we like to go to about 18 psi on most trails here in Colorado. So going from 40 to 18 psi would take us about maybe 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's pretty quick. Considering other options that we have used before. So now that we're down to about 21 psi, we'll show you guys how quick it is to get back up using a compressor, and then we'll show you guys with a power tank. So we are gonna use the VIAIR first. We're gonna hook this up to the battery and then show you guys how quickly this can do it, and then we'll show you with the power tank. So we'll connect the hose, the VIAIR, and this is the 400p auto, and we'll connect the other end to the QuikFlate. Flip this on. So we have about 20 PSI in it right now, and what we'll do is we'll time it. We'll try to get it back up to 40. This is gonna take a while, so we'll probably fast forward the video. That way you guys can see how long it takes. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna start that and open this real quick. So 20 PSI, here we go. So we have about 39.6, so we could have went a little bit more. So let's just put this at 13 and 13 seconds, or 13 minutes and 30 seconds, just to make it close to that 40 where we were needing to be. So that's pretty quick for filling up 35s. So we have 35-inch tires. These are the BFG KM3s. It's a 35 by 12.5-inch tire. Normally, before we had this QuikFlate, we were just using the VIAIR by itself, and we were filling out one tire at a time. It probably took us about 20 to 30 minutes just to get everything done. And so this is really nice because it does all four at once. You don't have to go check each time you're doing a tire, and it actually equalizes all the pressure within the lines so that all four tires have the exact same PSI as each other. So that's super nice. So 13 minutes and 30 seconds is how long a VIAIR 400p will take. If you had like an onboard setup where you have two VIAIRs, or if you have the ARB twin air compressor, it'll be a little bit quicker, of course, because you have two or you have the dual. So what we're going to show you guys now is I'm going to take the tires back down to 20 PSI and then show you guys how fast it is to use the power tank to fill it up. So I'm going to do that real quick and I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to show you guys how quickly you can fill up with a power tank. It uses CO2. So we took the tire pressures down to about 20 PSI in all of them, and I have my timer here. So I'm going to start this and then we'll see how long it takes. I will have to close the valve to check the PSI. So I'm going to shoot for around a minute on the timer. So let's open up the power tank here. And then we'll turn the regulator over to tires. We're filling up tires. Okay. So now we just open up this and I'll start the timer as well. And go. So you can see here, there's about around 100 PSI running through the lines right now. That's how much quicker it is at filling the tires. So we're currently at 43, 44. So like I said, I'll probably stop it probably here actually. So I'm at 38 PSI, so we're gonna go for a little bit more. And let's go 55. So 40 PSI at 55 seconds. So 55 seconds to fill up all four tires at the same time and equalizes it all at the same time. This is kind of the main reason why we have switched over to power tank for our trips. that is the QuikFlate quad. So it does all 4 tires at the same time. I'm going to grab the dual and show you guys what that looks like. Connect it to the manifold, just the exact same, just like that. The other one, just like that, same thing. The only difference is that the whole line on each side will only have 1 fitting. And this is the other fitting I was talking about. This is still a closed valve, so when you connect it, it won't leak through to the line. But the problem with this one is that it only has 1 tooth, as you can see there. So grabbing onto the valve stem is not as good as the Haltech's, which has three teeth. So basically, you would connect this to your compressor or power tank the same exact way, but instead of doing all 4 at once, you would just do the front 2 and then the rear 2. And it's not as convenient, but this is a more affordable option for those who still want to do it quicker but don't want to spend that much into an air up or an air down system. But that is pretty much it for this video. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Reach out to us on Instagram or wherever, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.